CBS. 60 Minutes in the toughest part of Iraq when a group of Marines came under fire. 60 Minutes was with them. A rare look at the front line tonight. That's followed by an all-new cold case and CSI New York. On a special night, it's all here on CBS, America's most watched network. Next Sunday evening, we're taking the NFL Today on the road. We'll be on site in Pittsburgh at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, leading up to the AFC Championship game between the Patriots and the Steelers. Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, 20-3 winners to advance to that game. Brady now a perfect 7-0 in postseason play. Our Bonnie Bernstein caught up with him.
Tom Brady, in a game where everybody was talking about the Colts offense, what was it about yours that made this day successful?
Well, I think our defense is what made this game successful. The way they played today, 3 points to, one of the best offenses in the history of football is incredible. We had a couple big touchdown drives during the second half, but what a win, man. What a win.
When the Steelers stopped your winning streak during the year, I knew how bad you wanted to get another shot at them. How much of a difference will having Corey Dillon in this game next week make?
Well, it shows you what Corey's capable of doing, but it's going to be our toughest game all year. We know what that team's all about, and pretty similar to ours. They're very tough, very hard-nosed, very physical, and going to that stadium's tough, too, so we got our work cut out.
All right, Tom, congratulations.
Thanks. Bye, Mom.
Congratulations indeed. As I said, Tom Brady a perfect 7-0 in postseason play. Peyton Manning now 0 for 7 at Foxborough. A tale of two quarterbacks today.
Well, yeah, Peyton Manning had the great year that he had, and, coming into the playoffs, you have to make big plays in playoff situation, and you look at the defense of New England Patriots. We talked about it earlier. They have to keep everything underneath. They didn't, the Patriots corners were out, the two starting corners. They didn't really challenge them outside. So when you look at Tom Brady said that the defense played great, and they did, but the offense of New England Patriots controlled that whole football game up and down the field.
Well, you look at all the teams that won today, had over 100 yards running the football, and the Colts, I keep telling you, you got to play defense, and you did not play defense. You got no turnovers today, and you led the league in turnovers during the regular season, and you get none today. You did not do a good job, and that's why you're going home. You need defensive help.
Yeah, you picked the Colts, too. I can't believe that. But you know what? Tom Brady is so cool. I can't say enough about him. All he does is win. He doesn't have the gaudy stats that Peyton has. He's tough at home. They're tough at home. How about Teddy Bruschi? Here's a guy who seems like he's in on every play. I thought Phil and Jim did a great job really chronicling how those linebackers control the football game from a defensive standpoint. But when you control the football the way that the Patriots did today, I can't lay this at the feet of Peyton Manning. This is not Peyton Manning's loss. It takes a whole team, and I think maybe Peyton Manning is this generation's Dan Marino. He's a great football player, but he's not going to get to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, not with that defense.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to a Super Bowl.
I know you better, but
I got to a Super Bowl.
You know what I mean? There's too much pressure on Peyton Manning to be perfect every week.
It is.
It's just like you had to be. That's just not, it's just not fair to him, and I'm not going to lay it at his feet.
That New England offense put together scoring drives today of 88, 48, 87, and 75 yards, and the running of Corey Dillon was a huge part of that. Just a short while ago, Bonnie Bernstein had a chance to talk with him.
Come back.
Corey Dillon, put into words what it's like to play in a postseason game after 8 years in the league.
It's unbelievable, but I just stayed focused during the week and just treated this like an ordinary game and just came in there and helped my team win.
How important was it for the running game today, not only to be successful in its own right, to just sustain the drives to keep Indy off the field?
Well, we know we want to, be successful in the running game, to keep Peyton them guys off the field, try to control the clock a little bit, and we were pretty successful today.
Corey, thank you.
No problem.
Pretty successful today. Corey Dillon, 23 carries, 144 yards. In conditions like that at Foxborough, it makes all the difference in the world to a quarterback like Tom Brady to be able to hand the ball off to a Corey Dillon and keep control of the football.
Well, there's no doubt, and that's what you'd like to have in a playoff team, a guy that you can turn around, hand the ball off to, and get the yards that Corey Dillon got today. And we knew going into this game that he was going to be a big part of this offense, and that's why they got him in the offseason, so they can, in the playoffs, they can have a running game and a guy they can rely on like Corey Dillon, and he came up big today.
But it's their defense, man. It's all about their defense. I mean, it's a team game. The NFL spends so much time just, looking at one guy. It's not one guy. It's collectively all of them together, and nobody's better than the Patriots.
All right, guys, we'll take a time out here, and we will have more for you as we wind down the Subway postgame show. Don't go away.
Is sponsored by Subway. It's what to eat when you want to eat fresh. Subway. Eat fresh.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Subway Post-Game Show. Greg Gumbel along with Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, and Boomer Esiason. Coming up tonight on CBS, it all begins with 60 Minutes, followed by an all-new Cold Case, and then it's CSI New York on a special night. It's all ahead here on CBS. And again, we remind you, next Sunday evening at 6 Eastern Time, the NFL Today comes to you live from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. We will set the stage for the AFC Championship game between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, these teams have met earlier in the season. In fact, week number 8. It was at Pittsburgh in the first quarter, 3:54 to play. Ben Roethlisberger to Plexico burst, 47 yards. Pittsburgh went up 7-3. 22 seconds left in the first. Tom Brady intercepted by Deshae Townsend. He ran it back 39 yards, and the Steelers led 21-3. And with 13:06 in the third, Jerome Bettis gets the 2-yard run for the touchdown to go up 31-10. Steelers beat the Patriots 34-20 to snap their 21-game winning streak. And now they are headed for a rematch in Pittsburgh when this time Corey Dillon's going to play.
Well, you know what? I think the great equalizer in this game is the fans. I mean, Heinz Field is just a great place to watch a football game. There's a lot of emotion in there. You saw the Jets yesterday having trouble offensively there. And Tom Brady said it. He goes, look, we know this is going to be a difficult game. And the reason it's going to be so difficult is because it's going to be in Heinz Field.
And everybody's going to be looking for whether or not Ben Roethlisberger has gotten that rookie game completely out of his system.
Well, you like to think if Bill Belichick can confuse Peyton Manning and make him look so awful, you know he has something up his sleeve for Ben Roethlisberger. But you know who the guy is? The guy that's going to be the key in this ball game is going to be the showstopper, Corey Dillon, because he did not play last time, and he can run the football. It's going to be a very interesting ball game.
Well, first of all, Peyton Manning didn't look awful because he...
Wow, someone ordered all that.
I'm not defending him, but he didn't have the ball. He hardly had a chance in this game.
When he had it, did he do anything with it? It wasn't like they led the league in time of possession. They were 25th, 26th in time of possession anyway. But when they did get it, he did nothing with it.
Okay. All right, guys.
All right.
Meanwhile, Tony Dungy on the short end of a 20-3 score tonight, and Bonnie Bernstein talked with the Indy coach a short while ago.
Let's see what Tony has.
Tony, you came into this game very confident that you had a good game plan for this team. What went awry?
Well, they just outplayed us. I thought they were a little more physical than we were in the second half. Corey Dillon obviously made a big difference. They ran the ball and really just wore us down in the second half, and they outplayed us.
Colts are a team that had very few turnovers during the regular season. How much of a factor was that today?
Well, you can't turn the ball over. You can't make mistakes against these guys. They've got a good team, and they've played us a lot of different ways. They've won high-scoring games. This was a low-scoring game for the most part in the first half. They outplayed us in the second half when it counted.
I know obviously it's difficult to look in the future right now, but in terms of having the nucleus of this team together next year, how confident are you that we'll see that?
Oh, we'll be fine. We'll get better. We've got to get a little bit more physical on defense. But offensively, I think we'll continue to build on this, and we'll have our guys here, and we'll learn from this and get better.
Coach, thanks so much for the time.
All right. Thank you, Bonnie.
Do you think that maybe the New England Patriots began to smile as it began to snow in Gillette Stadium earlier today?
A lot of things went their way. There's no question about it.
All right. Meanwhile, earlier today in the NFC playoff game between the Vikings and the Eagles, first and goal from the Vikings 7, Donovan McNabb to Brian Westbrook, 7 yards and a touchdown. And
I just said we got some good defensive football players, and they played well. They played very well. There's nothing magical. They rushed them, they jammed them, they tackled them, they covered them. They did a good job, and you got to give them all the credit in the world. They played their hearts out, and they got the results to show for it.
Did you do less scheme-wise today than you normally do?
We just tried to hang on. You know, they're a good offensive football team. They move the ball against everybody. We're just trying to hang on. You're trying to stop everything. You got receivers, they got tight ends, they got backs. They got an MVP quarterback. They got a good offensive line. They got everything. You're just trying to hang on. Everybody's got to do their job. You can't shut down one guy on that offense. They'll all kill you.
In the second half, Turkey used linebackers more on the slot guys instead of Troy Brown.
We used both. Yeah, we used both. We wanted to mix it up. We used both. Until the end there, we used a little bit of 6 defensive backs. But it was a combination of 4 and 5 DBs. Yeah.
Was that to get better?
It was just to mix it up. It was to change up things a little bit. It was nothing to... nothing spectacular. We're just trying to change up, keep them off balance, get some different combinations in there, and utilize different rush schemes and different leverage points.
Could you talk about the length of the scoring drives, the large chunks of time that you put on the clock?
It was awesome. You know, third down conversion after third down conversion after third down conversion. You know, we had a couple good plays there to get out of trouble. You know, Corey broke a big run. You know, Tom hit a nice pass there, but you know, it was just consistent football. We can't, you know, offensively, what we're seeing you can do is stop yourselves at penalties and drop balls and negative runs and stuff like that, and end up in a lot of long yardage situations. We had some long drives where we were just consistently moving the ball forward, converting some third downs. I thought the conversion to pass out in the flat was a big one. You know, we picked up about, I don't know, 20-some yards on that and made a nice. Back to the Tampa game last year when they scored 21 points in the last 3 minutes to tie it up and then win in overtime. So there's no lead that's safe against the Colts. They scored 21 points against us last year up in Indianapolis in 10 minutes. So they can put up a lot of points in a hurry.
Talk about Corey Dillon's first playoff game of his career.
Well, you know, Corey's had a good year for us. He's done well all year. Run the ball for tough yardage, for big plays. Picked up the blitz, caught the ball well. He did all that today. He's been doing it all year.
What kind of difference might he make in Pittsburgh considering he played for?
Well, we're going to have to play well as a team. I don't think any one guy's going to stop the Steelers or do anything to the Steelers. We're going to have to play a good team football game against them, and they're the best team in the league. They got the best record. They beat us. They deserve the #1 seed, and you know, we'll have our work cut out for us. You know, I thought our offensive line, you know, did a good job, especially in the second half. We had a few problems in the first half. Again, that's a good pass rush in front. They run a lot of games and stunts. Farini's tough off the edge. He's quick. You know, we had our hands full, but Brandon and Matt and even the tight ends, Dan and Christian, were at times helping out on them. You know, I thought they all did a good job. But, you know, he still made some plays. I mean, he's a good football player.
In the past, he's had problems with the speed rush.
I think Matt's played pretty well against him every time we played him. I think it's just, you know, fourth time we played him the last couple of years. He's done a pretty good job. I mean, Freeney's made a couple. I'm not saying he hadn't made any plays, but, you know, Light's blocked him too now.
Can you talk about the running back as a whole and being able to keep those guys going?
Well, it's, you know, especially on a day like today where it's, you know, kind of tough to throw the ball outside the numbers. Most of the catches, most of the plays were, you know, inside type routes where, you know, you don't have to throw quite as far and the receivers could run, you know, had a little better footing. You know, running game's important. It softens the defense up. It gives you an opportunity to play action a little bit and able to control the ball. It was big. Kevin did a nice job. You know, he really had good run vision a lot of times. This is the type of team, because they stunt and penetrate so much, that really, you know, you want a back that has good vision, that can see those openings and not just, you know, run into the hole because it isn't always there where it's supposed to be. A lot of times it ends up opening up somewhere else, and, you know, Kevin did a real good job of that, and, you know, showed a lot of quickness and cutback ability, made some nice runs.
A lot. Most of the pre-game talk was about the Colts and how you guys started. Do you think that had any impact on the game, the amount of attention that went to one side?
I think the biggest factor in the game was that our players played well. They stepped up. They played good football for the most part. We had a few problems in the first half, but that last 30 minutes that's our best football of the year, and I think that's why we were able to gain control of the game.
Did you have a feel for how this game would happen in the second half?
Well, we thought if we played well, we would win. We expected to play well, and we thought if we played well, we would be able to win.
I mean, at halftime.
We thought that going into the game. We thought it going into the game. We thought it at halftime. That's the way we felt about the game. I mean, I know nobody expected us to do that, but we felt that way.